Hello there. Did you know, actually, that my channel has received, in total, 650,000 hours of watch time? And if that was one person watching my videos, it would take them 74 years. I really pity that one person. Anyway, that's irrelevant to this video, but a nice little fact I thought I would share with you. In this video, I'm actually going to talk about my top 10 highest earning YouTube videos. So since I started my channel, what seems like decades ago, I've uploaded over 350 videos and received over 10.5 million views. Another slight off-topic thing, if you actually look at the total number of views my channel reports, it says I've had 9.5 million. Almost as if I've deleted 1 million views worth of videos. Well, I have, and maybe that should be the topic of another video in future. But anyway, of those 350 videos, some have done significantly better than others. And in this video, I'm going to share the ad revenue, just the YouTube ad revenue for my top 10 videos. Now, it's not as simple as the more views something has got, the more ad revenue it makes. There is generally a sort of correlation, but it's not as clear-cut as it might seem at first. So I hope this video will be useful to you. Should be able to see the kind of video that makes a lot of money on YouTube. You might be able to copy it and make some money for yourself. So anyway, let's get on with the list. At number 10, we have the KFC Secret Recipe video. I love KFC. Well, I used to. The recipe's changed, I reckon. The 11 herbs and spices that make up the KFC Secret Recipe is, as the name suggests, secret. That was until a few years ago when apparently a relative of Colonel Sanders apparently revealed the recipe. He found an early KFC recipe written on the back of a piece of paper, and I jumped on a bandwagon, saw that several videos had been made about the secret recipe. It was worth me trying it out for myself, so I did. And I filmed it, and I made the KFC, and do you know what? It looked actually very, very convincing, but it tasted like sh*. But anyway, that video attracted 236,000 views. You thought I was going to say 236,000 pounds, didn't you? That would have been nice. And it may not seem that much, but that video's actually made £370 in YouTube ad revenue. So again, this excludes things like affiliate marketing. Well, in fact, that's all it excludes. People like following recipes on YouTube, and especially a secret recipe, giving it a go themselves and seeing whether or not it tastes anything like the real thing. Incidentally, you'll have to watch that video to see if it tasted like real KFC. I'll give you a clue. It didn't. At number 9, is Lego getting worse? Part 1. For ages I've made not Lego reviews but Lego sort of discussion videos, and I happen to have 2 Lego sets of the same Star Wars product but from completely different years, one from 2010 and one from 2017. So I decided to make a comparison video. It's a kind of thing that's interesting to people, an older thing and a newer thing, comparing them and trying to come to some kind of conclusion about whether Lego is getting worse. I compared these sets on things like the number of bricks, their accuracy to the film, my subjective opinion on how attractive the set was, how easy they were to build, the box artwork, the minifigures, and ultimately the price, and came to a conclusion about whether I thought Lego was getting worse. Again, if you want the answer to that, you'll have to go and watch the video. Anyway, that video has received nearly 400,000 views, and it's made £421.50 in advertising revenue, which is only about sort of 60 quid more than the KFC video, and it's got nearly double the amount of views, which does kind of show you the difference in ad rates depending on the topic of the video you make. At number 8, YouTube recommended my video. I don't know how I'm going to do this really without giving away the entire list, but I made a video about a video I made that was very successful, that YouTube promoted. And in this video, which was requested by all the people in the other popular video, if I'm making any sense at all, if you get a lot of comments on a video telling you to make a certain type of video, it's a good indication that that is wanted by people and you should make the video. That's exactly what I did here. I had some success, and I rode that wave until inevitably I crashed into a wall and died terribly. So at number 8, I got 242,000 views on that, and it made £458 in advertising revenue. So a little bit more than the Is Lego Getting Worse video, but with like 150,000 less views. So absolutely extraordinary. And we'll have to see where that recommended video appears in this top 10 list. At number 7, how to tell sterling 925 silver from fake silver. I went through a stage of collecting silver things like silver spoons, silver coins. It all of a sudden occurred to me, what happens if I've paid loads of money for a load of imitation Chinese tat? So I looked up ways on the internet of determining whether silver was real or not. And there's things like the magnet test, where you hold a magnet on something and let it fall down, and silver isn't magnetic, but it's like paramagnetic or something. But one of the other tests I found was something called the ice test. You put an ice cube on something silver, and silver is a good conductor, so an ice cube will melt really quickly. I've given away the entire purpose of that video, but basically I made a video with 2 silver spoons, and it was a little bit of a sort of ice test race. And I stuck a ice cube in the bowls, that's the cuppy bit of the spoons, and I looked at how quickly those ice cubes took to melt. That video has actually received 278,000 views, which is pretty good, and it's actually made £464. So yeah, that's only £8 more than the previous video, and you know, about 30,000 more views. So very interesting. I will leave a link to all these videos down below so that you can check them out, because if they're my top 10 videos, then they might be, or they should be at least, slightly interesting. At number 6, how to buy cheap Lego sets legally. So another sort of Lego discussion video here. Before I get onto that video in a bit more detail, I have actually tried to sort of flog a dead horse a lot of the time. So when I've made the video about comparing Lego sets, part 1, I did try and make a part 2, and I'm thinking of making a part 3. So yes, how to buy cheap retired Lego sets legally. So a lot of my videos have actually come from some kind of personal experience. So I've tried to do something online, or I've bought something and it's taken me a bit of time to learn how to do that process or whatever, and you film a video on it and actually it's interesting to people. So in this case, I learned to use the parting out method on Bricklink, which has actually just been acquired by Lego, which is a little bit interesting / scary. I use that technique to buy Lego sets that you can't buy anymore, and in some cases cheaper than you would be able to buy those sets second-hand on eBay. And in this video I showed how you could buy like retired Star Wars Lego sets. It was a controversial video because it didn't work in every case, so 9 out of the 10 comments were, "You're a moron, this doesn't work, the set is 20 times more expensive if you do it this way," which I found a little bit amusing, to be honest. But anyway, that video has received nearly 400,000 views, so it was really quite popular. So I made a part 2 and part 3. They were fairly successful, but not that successful. And that video has actually made £513 in advertising revenue. So it's the first video to get more than 500 quid. When you upload a video, you are talking about the sort of long-term burn of it, if you like. You're not going to make probably 500 quid in a weekend, but if it's a video that's going to maintain interest over the months and years, then the advertising revenue will build up over time, and that's what's happened here. It's made 500 quid from about 2 hours investment in time and filming and planning, filming, editing, uploading, and I think that's pretty good, to be honest. So we're into the top 5 now, and at number 5 we have the GT08 smartwatch. So this was actually one of my earliest videos, January 2016, when I really started to sort of increase my output on this channel. It's received 660,000 views, which is absolutely extraordinary. It's just a smartwatch that I bought from AliExpress in China because I was really interested in these little unusual, well, I called them Apple Watch clones, and again I attracted a lot of criticism for that, and in fact criticism, as I've probably mentioned in previous videos, is quite a good thing to have on videos because it's engagement and YouTube likes that. So the more kind of controversial, or in my case the more mistakes you have in the video, the more likely it is to rank well with the YouTube algorithm. And it's actually received £523 in advertising revenue. So if you think about it, that's actually not that good. It's got like 150,000 more views than the video at number 6, and only £9 more advertising revenue. It was early successes like that that spurred me on to actually make YouTube videos more frequently. So thank you, YouTube, for that. And breaking down that video, I'm not 100% sure why it was so successful. Most of the video was out of focus, which again prompted a load of "your video's out of focus, get a new camera" comments. But number 4 in 2017, we have the top 5 eBay buyer scams. So I buy things all the time on eBay, and every now and again you have a little bit of a problem. It got me thinking, are there other types of eBay scams I'm not aware of? So I did a bit of research online, found out about like other eBay buyer scams, mixed them up with my own story, and made a top 5 video, a list video, which can be quite popular because people like things broken down into a list. Well, it's got 410,000 views, which is pretty good, isn't it? And it's actually made, now prepare yourself for this, because this really does demonstrate the power of the different advertising rates on YouTube. It's actually made nearly £1,000 in advertising revenue. And again, this is a part 1 video, and I made a part 2, and do you know what? That was fairly successful as well. It's got a quarter of the views, and it's made a third of the money, but it was definitely worth making a part 2. Yeah, list videos are really quite a good way as a creator to make a video, because it's a really good way of structuring the content. That's why this one is a list video. You know, you can think about what you're going to put in each of the things. It's good for viewers because they know that even if you're rambling on like I am now and it's really boring, they haven't got to wait that long until the next item in the list, and it might be interesting then. You'd have to wait and see. Number 3, how to upgrade the SolidState drive on a MacBook Pro. I must have talked about this video so many times on this channel that you guys must be sick of it. I know I am, but I'm not sick of the advertising revenue. God, that's terrible. Anyway, that video has received 328,000 views, and I uploaded it in 2016. And that's a video where I changed the solid-state drive on my MacBook Pro at the time because it was far too small. I saved a little bit of money in the early stage by buying a cheaper MacBook Pro with a smaller hard drive, and then quickly realised I didn't have enough space to do video editing on it. So I bought a replacement solid-state drive, filmed the whole process, showed people how to do it, and incidentally made a lot of money on that video from referring sales of solid-state drives, and that video has made £1,050. At number 2, top 5 Paris scams. Jake, in 2017, you were a very good YouTuber. Maybe you could come back to 2019 and help me out. So the top 5 Paris scams. So I went on holiday with my girlfriend to Paris, and again made a controversial thing in that video where I said my girlfriend and me, and then got 1 million people saying, "It's my girlfriend and I, you're an absolute moron, I hate you, and I'm going to hunt you down." Anyway, this isn't an English lesson, is it? So I'll get on with this. So my girlfriend and me, we went to Paris, and I think we experienced 4 out of the 5 of these scams in our short stay there. We really enjoy going to Paris. Haven't been there for years now, but now when you actually think about it, I've got a video about the scams that happened while we were there. So I wonder whether we'd enjoy it now we're a little bit older and a little bit more kind of worldly. My favourite one was the the gold ring scam, where somebody drops a gold ring or pretends to, and then they ask if it's yours, and you say, oh no, and then they try and give it to you, and then they want some money for it, and it turns out that, yeah, it's not gold, is it? It's just a piece of tat that somebody's dropped on the floor. So yeah, that was another list video. It was a scam video. And scams are interesting to people because they don't want to be fooled themselves, and secondly, it's just interesting, isn't it, to see, you know, a scam is a bit of a trick, isn't it? So it's a bit like magic. Anyway, that video has got 429,000 views and has actually made, oh, this is all getting very samey, isn't it? £1,060. So another £1,000 video there. I'll just itch my ear. You'll enjoy that. So we're finally up to number one. And at number one, we have the How Much Do I Earn from YouTube with 30,000 subscribers video. So you may remember earlier on in this video, I talked about my featured video, and that was this one. All of a sudden, this video is getting like tens of thousands of views a day, and at its peak making like £500 a day. I mean, you can't quite believe it. My only video to get over 1 million views, and it got like the majority of those views within like a 2-week period. So I uploaded it for a week and it did okay. Then it got featured and it just went crazy. And it's a little bit meta, as young people say, because this video is about my channel and how much money my channel makes, and yet it ended up being my most successful video. Just really odd. And of course, it's why I'm uploading videos like this, because, as I mentioned earlier, horses, specifically dead horses, I enjoy flogging them. So I suppose you want to know how much advertising revenue that video has made. Well, in total, £2,740. So it breached the £2,000 mark, and do you know, one day it might actually breach the £3,000 mark just from advertising revenue. It really makes you realise how much some of the YouTubers who get millions of views per video, how much they actually make. And I did actually make a video on how much PewDiePie makes, so go and find that if you want. That's got nearly 100,000 views, I think. People are interested to know how much money YouTubers make. Anyway, were you surprised at any of the items in this list? And let me know if you're going to try and copy me and steal my thunder by making some of these videos for yourself. Incidentally, if you've got any video ideas for me, because as you can tell, I'm really scraping the barrel now, do let me know down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Do subscribe. I'll see you next time for another video.